Սիրելի հայրենակիցներ, Ազգային-Ժողովրդավարական Բևեռի խորհուրդը 3 ապրիլի 14-ին պաշտոնական հայտարարություն է ընդունել.
Dear compatriots, yesterday, on April 14th, the National Democratic Alliance adopted an official statement on the defeatist and treacherous statements that Nikol Pashinyan had made the day before that. Statements through which he presented false, groundless, and invented approaches. In particular, he stated that the pressure that the international community is allegedly exerting on Armenia is such that, in essence, Armenia needs to deliver Artsakh and agree to conduct demarcation and delimitation based on the so-called boundaries of Soviet Armenia, as well as conclude an alleged peace treaty with Azerbaijan on the basis of all this. In reality, this concerns the pressure from Putin, Erdogan, and Aliyev, and with the scarce resources that it was left with due to the policy led by Nikol Pashinyan. The West is trying to balance the situation and not let Armenia be swallowed in the Russian-Turkish Sea until the West manages to become established in our region. Now I present to you the text of the statement. Statement. The imperative of sovereignty and the salvation of Artsakh. The authorities of the Republic of Armenia, which were created by Putin and are subject to the Kremlin, as represented by the regime of Nikol Pashinyan and the National Assembly adjunct to Nikol Pashinyan, are trying to ensure the process of delivering Artsakh to the Russian-Turkish-Azerbaijani trio alliance in an accelerated manner and as soon as possible. And, in the next phase, this will also ensure smooth transfer of sovereignty of the rest of Armenia to the mercy of the Russian-Turkish tandem. The reason for this is that the potential defeat in Ukraine is essentially accelerating the weakening of Russia and, alongside this, the West is reducing the leverages of Turkey through strategic restraint, as a result of which Russia and Turkey are losing the influence they had in the South Caucasus, while, in this context, the West is confidently returning to our region. Thus, by concluding documents on so-called peace and demarcation and other documents through Nikol Pashinyan and in the name of Armenia as soon as possible, they are rushing to enshrine by international law and convey new air and legitimacy to the illegal Russia-Turkey treaties that are not internationally recognized and will lead to the destruction of Armenia, as well as to the anti-Armenian architecture in the region that has been formed on the basis of those treaties. The blatantly groundless, discouraging, and false statements that Nikol Pashinyan made in the National Assembly yesterday, on April 13th, attest to the fact that he will do everything possible to make the aforementioned process become an irreversible process and make the Armenian people and the West face the fact before the West becomes established in the region. To get out of the Russian-Turkish deadlock that has been stretching for 3 decades already, to spin the wheel of history around and to have a truly peaceful, secure, and dignified future, the Armenian people need to stand united as one and become a political nation that stands up for its destiny. The 2 decisive and priority steps on this path need to be the following. First, to reject the fake dilemma between Russia and Turkey and shape an environment within Armenia for effective cooperation in the context of mutual interests with the West. Second, to reject Pashinyan's regime, as represented by his government and the willful National Assembly, and unite around the agenda of sovereignty and the salvation of Artsakh. Only after these two steps are taken will a real opportunity open for the Armenian people to self-organize and overcome the emergency situation that is approaching us. Accordingly, the unified people who already realize what is good and bad for them and are psychologically ready to resist the future challenges need to, first, remove the incumbent regime from power, create a plan to overcome the emergency situation that will be as inclusive as possible, and form a transitional provisional government that will have the capacity. Second, undertake implementation of that plan under the leadership of that government. Council of the National Democratic Alliance, 14th of April 2022, Yerevan.
Ազգային-ժողովրդավարական բևեռի խորհուրդ 14 ապրիլի 2022 թվական Երևան։
Բաժանորդագրվեք ազգային ժողովրդավարական բևեռի YouTube-յան ալիքին։